Amid falling oil prices and the coronavirus crisis, Saudi Arabia has decided to resort to tough economic measures to contain the fallout. Authorities have decided to suspend a cost of living allowance for state employees and increase value-added tax. On Monday, it was announced that the cost of living allowance will be suspended as of June 1st and value-added tax will rise as of July 1st. The 1,000 Riyal monthly allowance was granted in 2018 to compensate public sector employees for the rising cost of living after the government increased domestic gas prices and introduced value-added tax. According to state media reports, a committee has been formed to review all financial benefits paid to public servants and give recommendations in 30 days.
So he's already increased taxation and cut spending. That's a pretty tough thing for an authoritarian ruler to do. We expect to get away with it, at least without causing a lot of trouble.
The steps taken to increase revenue and reduce spending are valued at about 100 billion riyals, or $26.6 billion. Saudi Arabia is an oil-dependent economy. It is suffering from slumping prices, and the curfew imposed to stop the spread of the new coronavirus has affected the country's non-oil revenues, such as the money generated by Hajj pilgrims.
Some analysts are saying that world oil demand is the highest it will ever be right now. That the world is shifting towards renewables and other forms of energy. And Saudi Arabia has failed to diversify in time, and it could be facing a lot of trouble.
In March, Saudi Arabia's central bank foreign reserves fell at their fastest rate in at least 20 years and to their lowest since 2011. The country's net foreign assets, which includes securities such as U.S. treasuries and foreign deposits, fell in March to $464 billion, their lowest in 19 years. The kingdom also slipped into a $9 billion budget deficit in the first quarter of 2020.
It's run by Mohammed bin Salman, and he is driven by a few things. A personal ambition to have power. Second, an ambition to dominate the Persian Gulf region, and that means subjugating Iran. And I think it's also driven by religious hatred.
Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia's oil giant Aramco has reported a 25% fall in first quarter net profit after it was hurt by a plunge in crude oil prices as the coronavirus slashed demand. The state energy company reported net income of $16.7 billion in the first 3 months of the year against $22.2 billion a year earlier. Aramco said it would pay a dividend of $18.75 billion in the first quarter, despite the fall in profit. The company had pledged to issue a $75 billion dividend annually for 5 years. According to the International Monetary Fund, oil must sell at $76 a barrel in order for Saudi Arabia to be able to balance its budget this year. But the benchmark Brent crude price is unlikely to go back to those levels in the next few months. The falling revenues will negatively affect the kingdom's deadly war on Yemen and Mohammed bin Salman's ambitious plans.
Well, he can't do both, and frankly, I don't think he can continue his wars in the region. And it's not just Yemen, it's also Syria. He's funding the Egyptian military, the Pakistani military. And is he going to be able to industrialize the country? Where is he going to get the managerial class for a modern economy? Where does he think he's going to get it? It's going to be his cousins, his nephews, his friends. Well, they're not going to be a very competent managerial class.
As part of the Crown Prince's Vision 2030 signature plan for domestic reform is the construction of the city of Neom on Saudi's northern Red Sea coast. The project, valued at $500 billion, was designed to be somewhat the most tangible showcase of his ambitions.